will do in this speech is that I will connect two ends and bridge them together to make a speech. So I ask you to just give me any one object, word, thing, anything which you have at the top of your mind. Anyone from
Jibber Jabber.
Sorry?
Jibber Jabber.
Jibber Jabber. Okay.
Handcuffs.
No, I just want one. I have to just say Jibber Jabber is the first word. From this side, I want you guys to give me any one sentence, phrase, anything. Like this is world, the sky is pink, anything which comes to your mind. Any statement stuff.
Winter is hot.
Winter is hot.
Yep.
Okay. Acha. Jibber Jabber. The chit chat, the kind of mess that comes to my mind when I heard of Jibber Jabber. Jibber Jabber, the first acquaintance I heard is that maybe when we see a movie which is from a completely different state altogether and we do not know what this movie stands for. And we try to make sense of this Jibber Jabber by saying some subtitles, by trying to make a sense of the non-verbal communication which the actors are going there and somehow enjoying the seeing and being engrossed in that screen for that moment. So Jibber Jabber is made sense by the sense we have in our head. Winter is hot. Winter is said to be hot. Now how is winter hot? Winter, the cold season wherein we shiver, we freeze. We are not able to enjoy the present moment just because we are seeing the hot thing. Hotness because in winter when we are cold, we need the hot. We need hot to provide us the warmth and to secure us from all the different kind of unpleasant scenario we have been put in. So winter, we want the hot. Now when I'm thinking winter, why is it that the human nature always wants security and warmth everywhere? When we are in the Jibber Jabber, we are looking at the movie, we want a sense of security and a sense of familiarity we want to establish with the unknown stimulus. When we are in the winter, we want some sense of warmth by sensing some hotness by switching on the heater, wearing this jacket to keep myself warm. Isn't it so? Yes? Do you seek some warmth and some kind of familiarity in unfamiliar scenarios? Isn't it? Why is it so, do you think? That we need some kind of familiarity out of the unfamiliar scenario. Why do you think so? That we need to just run away from the discomfort. Anyone?
Because our mind is used to the comfort.
Yes?
Chaos is not acceptable.
Chaos is not acceptable. Anyone else? Chaos is not acceptable and we are just not able to digest the mess. And the basic reason as per human psychology knowledge is that we just run towards the pleasure and avoid pain. Right? We just want good over bad, establish good over every evil. Perhaps that's the reason why we are all motivated to change and upturn the scenario we are put into. And similarly, even I was there in this journey once. If I today stand here in my Toastmasters journey, that's just because I wanted to remove this Jibber Jabber when people used to tell me that Mani, when you speak on stage, you happen to speak everything but just it does not make an impact. It just does not make a change. Even if you're trying to negotiate and influence, somehow the channel of communication is not correct. So there was this pain within me, which was making me change the scenario and turn the winter into warmth and establish that kind of warmth in my communication. And towards this journey of around more than 3.5 years, I've been trying to change this kind of wintry appeal in my judgmental nature of communication, which I elaborated last week itself. From my nature of communication, which was very dry, I've tried to establish effort in making it much more warmth. How did I do that? So firstly, removing this Jibber Jabber. Whenever I used to speak, I used to blabber the words out. Because keeping in mind, I'm a tough taskmaster. I want my task to be done the way I just communicate. So the first thing was to take a pause. Pause is the first thing you need to establish in communication. Because if you just keep on giving an instruction word after word, then people might not be able to process it. So the first skill I nourished as a communicator to ensure that my wintry dry style becomes much more smooth and acceptable to the audience was to calm. And today, whenever I interact with people, they say that Manav, whenever we hear your speeches, it seems like you are patient, calm and composed. And that's just because I tried to ensure that the cold cup of tea I was having is warm enough so that you can have a sip. The second area. In winters, we all wear layers. First a thermal, then a sweater and a jacket and a muffler, just to keep you sure that we are warm and away from the sleep, away from every other coldness. Similarly, whenever we communicate, ensure that your speech is having a structure. If you miss a thermal, then you feel the brush of the sweater against your skin and it may not be appearing so smooth. And if you just wear a sweater and do not cover it with a jacket, then the cold wind might ensure that your day is ruined and the cold then penetrates within. So ensure that there is a jacket, a kind of a burger which is made of it. So your message should just be one, so that it just doesn't become a jibber jabber at the end of the day. When there are too many messages to complicate it, ensure there is only one message and the inner layer supports it, the outer layer covers it, and you have the only and solely one taste to ensure. Because this cover is just like matching up with the blue sweater and it's just like standing out because I'm trying to tone it down with this kind of which color do we call it?
Beige.
Beige. The beige color is kind of complementing it. Similarly, just one message. And the last. If you want to have this winter hot and ensure that there is no jibber jabber, then ensure that you have the heart full of warmth. Because even if the winter is cold and you have a heater on, you might still feel cold if you do not have a near and dear one close to you. Similarly, to ensure that your jibber jabber is not there in the speech, ensure that you connect with the people. Speak by looking into the eyes. Connect with the people and ensure their warmth warms you within and you connect soul to soul. So that this jibber jabber is not really winter for you, but a warmth and a season to celebrate. So happy winters. I hope it was a warming session for you all.